All right, on to the next deck. Spin, spin the wheel. Saffi-Rallier combo. All right. So, Saffi-Rallier combo. So the idea here is you have the card Saffi Eric's Daughter, which says sacrifice her when target creature is put in your graveyard this turn, return that card to the battlefield. So, Renegade Rallier says when it enters the battlefield, if a permanent you control left the battlefield this turn, return target permanent card with mana value 2 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. So, if you have both of these in play, you can, and a sack outlet, you can sacrifice Saffi and target Renegade Rallier. Then you can sacrifice Renegade Rallier. Saffi's trigger will go on the stack and put Renegade Rallier back in play. Renegade Rallier will trigger and put Saffi back in play. So if you have a card like Altar of Dementia, you can sack them over and over and over to mill your opponent's entire deck. Now, apart from that, Saffi is also able to bring back Solitudes that you evoke, or just anything that dies to non-exile-based removal. The rest of the deck has Esper Sentinel, Portable Hole, Skrelv, and then some sacrifice-related cards here. So Teething Wormlet has Death Touch as long as you control 3 or more artifacts, and whenever an artifact enters the battlefield under your control, you gain 1 life. If it's the first time this ability is resolved this turn, you put a +1 counter on Teething Wormlet. So this is kind of the aggro portion of the deck. Similarly, Ravenous Squirrel, whenever you sack an artifact or creature, put a +1 counter on Ravenous Squirrel. Chromatic Star, Shadow Spear, and Ingenious Smith to find artifacts. So let us jump into our league. All right, round 1 on the draw. All right, seems good enough. Keep turn 1 Sacred Foundry. Play Goblin Blast Runner. Gets +2/+0 and has Menace as long as you sacrificed a permanent this turn. I guess we're going to hold that. Pay life, sack. Let's go grab Plains. Yeah, Portable Hole, and exile that. And so it appears our opponent is also playing a sacrifice-related deck, but just in different colors. Memnite, Voldaren Epicure, 2 lands. Goblin Demolition. Oh, so they're on Kuldotha Red, or 8 whack. All right, what are we doing? Whenever you sacrifice, put a +1 counter on Ravenous Squirrel. We need to block a bunch of this stuff, so it's probably best to just run out Esper Sentinel and Squirrel rather than Ingenious Smith, which can only block 1 creature. Squirrel, Sentinel, go. And then I'm going to trade off as many of these as possible. So I assume they'll just attack with everything, and then we can just trade them all off. And as far as what we should trade off, we should trade with Memnite to prevent Shrapnel Blast from having a card to sacrifice, and the Goblins to prevent Goblin Grenade. Opponent attacks with everything. Let's go block here, Blast Runner, okay. Voldaren Epicure. All right, if I play Urza's Saga, the Rallier does not trigger, so I need to play Urza's Saga, Squirrel, Ingenious Smith. Urza's Saga, trigger, play Ingenious Smith, trigger Ingenious Smith, grab Portable Hole for next turn, play Squirrel, and pass. Then they can sack this Blood to give this +2 in Menace, so I'm probably... Demolition Field on the Blood token, which does not mean you sacked it. All right. They're out of cards. I think we don't trade off the Smith because we can trigger it next turn. All right. So let's just put the Squirrel in front of a Goblin token and take 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Solitude is a bit helpful. Saga goes up to 2 counters. What is the best move here? We can play Rallier. Okay, so we can go Solitude, exiling the Portable Hole, exile this thing. Then Rallier comes in and has Revolt, gets back a Esper Sentinel, and then we can play Thornblight Bridge, triggering Ingenious Smith, or it'll trigger off of the Esper Sentinel as well. Alternatively, we can't play Hole and Rallier, so it's probably correct to do the way I just said. Okay, so cast this with Evoke, get rid of Hole, killing this thing, then play Rallier, and get back Esper Sentinel, triggering Smith, and then we can't hold on to this land, so now we have 2 blockers that don't trade with 1/1s anymore, and then we can trade off the Sentinel as well. And our opponent is empty-handed, so they're going to draw with the Sunbaked Canyon and get a random card. Goblin Blast Runner again. All right, block all the goblins, or as many goblins as I can. All right, Saga trigger. Let's make a Construct, which triggers the Ingenious Smith. Then we search with the Saga. Let's grab Shadow Spear so we can get out of damage range from them. We cannot actually equip it, though. Even though I would like to trigger the Smith, I think it's probably still more important to just play Esper Sentinel this turn. And then pass, and then next turn we will equip Shadow Spear to the Construct and start gaining life. Opponent fetches, plays Bushwhacker. I don't think we die here though. All right, so this has Menace, so let's block. Oh, but all the guys get pumped, so we will have to trade Renegade Rallier off. All right, so here, block, here, block here, and then block here, block here. Get goblins off the board. Then we take 4, go to 3. All right. All right, so... All right, yeah, so our opponent sees that they're dead. So let's go to game 2. Sideboarding. They are 8 whack, which means we want Filigree, Silex, and Ratchet Bomb. Haywire Might, kind of. We can pop artifacts in response to demolition, in response to Gleeful Demolition, perhaps. Force of Vigor is not really good here. And then what is bad here? They're a deck that's pretty fast. Skrelv is pretty bad. They don't really target us with anything, and Skrelv can't block, so let's get rid of that. We also can't really afford to waste time cycling Chromatic Stars. All right, that's fine. Submit. Opponent is on a very wacky deck. I see what you did there. Let's see. We have 1 mana, Portable Hole. We also get a redraw with Mishra's Bauble, and we have Solitude. This is, I think, keepable. We need to draw another land, obviously, but as long as we draw another land, we're good. We can always Solitude, sack Saffi, get Solitude back. Opponent plays Bauble and Kuldotha Rebirth for 3 tokens. Okay. Ooh, we have the combo in hand. All right, what's the best move here? It's Bauble, see if we're drawing a land. We are not drawing a land. So since we're not drawing a land, I would like to get Chromatic Star into play so I can hopefully draw another land. Pay 2, play Chromatic Star, go. All right, second land from our opponent. If we're getting bushwhacked here for 8, yeah. I still don't think I Solitude this yet. I think it's much better if I can untap with a second land and get Solitude into play permanently. All right, we did not draw a land, so now I need to cycle this for white. Well, let's see, actually. Okay, so if I cycle this, okay, I can play, let's see, the worm, whenever an artifact enters, you control gain 1 life. If I play the squirrel now, then it gets a +1 counter and it can block these things. But I guess that's the same as if I just cast Portable Hole. Okay, so let's sack this for white. Draw a card. Still didn't draw a land. All right, in that case, let's just Portable Hole and take out Bushwhacker, sure. I guess technically I should have taken out one of the tokens because they may have artifact destruction, but I don't think it really matters. Memnite. Are they going to Surge Bushwhacker? Gleeful Demolition. Take 3, go to 7. All right, really need to hit a land. Did not hit a land. All right, let's just play the squirrel. And then I think I just evoke Solitude on their turn. They attack with everything. I block one of them. I evoke Solitude. The squirrel becomes a 2/2, and then I can... They're bolting me, sure. Am I just dead then? I can only take out 2 of the tokens. I can take out 3 of the tokens if I evoke both Solitudes. Experimental Synthesizer. Revealing a land, which they will play. All right, so now I have to evoke both Solitudes. So let's cast this, exile Smith, and then let's just exile one of these tokens. It doesn't matter. And then I should probably Solitude my own Solitude to gain 3 life. I gain more life than if I just kill a random token. And then exile... Let's get Renegade Rallier. At this point, Saffi's not going to do too well either, though. I guess Rallier is more useful later. Okay, so Saffi, and then target the other one. And then all of that resolves. I go to 7. This sacks. The squirrel goes up goes on a counter. That resolves doing nothing. And then I can block a token, take 4, go to 3. I've been wondering if it's worth to run Spell Pierce in every blue deck for the 1 ring. Not really. Oh, they had the bolt anyway. Okay, well, go on to game 3. Stick with this exact spread on the play. All right, handful of 1-drops. We can block, we can kill their stuff, keep. Turn 1, Esper Sentinel. They have a lot of actually cheap spells that will get taxed. And then we can go Squirrel plus Hole, Memnite. Bishop's Bauble, are you going to pay for it or not? No, they won't, so we drew a card. Another Bauble. Gleeful Demolition, get 3 goblins. All right, we need to play as much as possible, so Portable Hole, eat the Memnite, and then... So here's the thing. I don't really want to trade my squirrel for just a random 1/1, so I think it's actually better to play Saga and play Chromatic Star and then have Saga mana next turn. Pass the turn. And it depends on how much like bushwhacking potential they have, but there's the possibility that I make a really big construct and then just put Shadow Spear on it and they can't win anymore. Signal Pest. Another Signal Pest. Oh man, that's going to get really bad. Okay, so now I need to trade as much as possible. We have drawn nothing but lands. We are running 1 Shadow Spear. Okay, so these get +2 and these get +1. So we just play a land, hold up the construct activation, block, and trade with one of these. That's so bad. All right, well, we're going to do that anyway. Go ahead. If they bushwhack us, we're probably forced to trade. Well, there's Bushwhacker. And these Signal Pests make their team ridiculously huge. I can't block these. All right, well, I'll make a construct. I guess I have to trade off because I'm not going to survive with Shadow Spear. I guess let me rethink this. If I don't trade off right now, I'm taking 16. Yeah, okay, I have to block. It costs me all my mana to use the Saga right now. I'm going to grab one of these. That's not really helpful. This is attacking for 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8. As long as you control 3 or more artifacts, whenever an artifact enters, you gain 1. If we float the mana, we can equip Shadow Spear to something. That's not even that good. All right, float. If I make a construct, I have 2 blockers, and I can block both of these things. Now, okay, float. Resolve the ability. Go grab Shadow Spear. Then play a squirrel. I also have to shock myself. What lands are in this deck? There's only one of each basic. So I have to go squirrel and then equip here to cancel that. Sack the Chromatic Star for green. Squirrel becomes bigger and then equip to the squirrel. Play this tapped and go. Opponent fetches. If we get whacked again, we're dead. Or bolted out of the way. Synthesizer. All right. Opponent reveals Memnite. Opponent casts Memnite. Opponent plays a fetch land. Are they just going to sack the Synthesizer? No. So they could just wait and get more damage in next turn, I guess? Okay, they're not going to. All right, block this. So we're taking 2, going to 4. It's a big problem that we can't block these. All right, well, now what? If I fetch shock, I go to 1. Then I go Teething Wormlet, Rallier, bring back an artifact creature, triggered Wormlet, go to 2, and then I die to the Signal Pest. I need Revolt active, so I have to fetch to 3. Renegade Rallier, bring back a creature, block both of these guys, go to 1. That is so rough. Okay, fetch land, fetch, go to 3. So I have to get that tapped. And then Rallier, bring back Esper Sentinel, and then just pass the turn. Kuldotha Rebirth on the Synthesizer. I assume they'll just pay for Sentinel. They reveal Gleeful Demolition. So now they make 1,000,000 tokens. They don't even have to attack right now. If they do, I'm forced to block both of their attackers. Yeah, all right. Block, block. Go to 1. I don't see how we can possibly not lose. So they'll Gleeful one of their Signal Pests now. No, they're Gleefuling my Shadow Spear instead. And now every creature's lethal. All right. Well, on to round 2. All right. We are at round 2 on the draw. We cannot keep this because we only have 1 colorless land. I guess we can keep this, even though it only has 1 mana. Putting back what? Smith? Opponent cracks a Misty. Breeding Pool. Delighted Halfling. Okay, probably Elementals. Given that is the case, I really don't want to run a 1/1 creature into Wrenn and 6. So we can play Solitude to kill this and then run out Esper Sentinel. Or we can just hold it right now. But if they're playing Wrenn and 6, I would like to hold a Wrenn and 6 instead. So let's play this. Then let's just cast this. Exile Skrelv. Kill that. Watery Grave. Okay, so not Elementals. Fauna Shaman. All right, well, this is some homebrew weirdness. All right, let's go fetch, probably shock a Temple Garden in. Let's play Wormlet, and then Portable Hole this, and attack with Esper Sentinel. So here's a pro tip. If your opponent is playing some weird off-the-wall card, like they're playing Fauna Shaman or Elvish Reclaimer or whatever, and you're like, I wonder what deck this is. Should I, kill this thing that they've played that's this weird card? Yes, because whatever weird card that is, they're playing it because it's some kind of engine that you're not familiar with. All right, well, can't play Rallier, so let's play Chromatic Star, and then buff the Wormlet up. And then I don't want to cycle this now, so let's attack with this, and pass. So there's some kind of creature tutor deck. Overgrown Tomb, playing another Delighted Halfling, casting some kind of blue legend, playing Emery. They're Sultai artifacts, okay. The mill will reveal more of what they are. They milled, they're Unctus combo. All right. Unctus is not an art. No, Unctus is an artifact. Other blue creatures get 1 tapped loot. Other artifacts get +1. Until end of turn, target creature you control becomes a blue artifact in addition to its other colors and types. All right. All right. So let's pop, I guess, the Chromatic Star. Try to hit another land. We did hit another land. All right. So now we can go fetch. And this time I'm just going to grab Plains, I think. And we can cast Rallier. And we can get back Chromatic Star to draw another card, and the Chromatic Star will trigger the Wormlet. All right, and attack them with the Wormlet. Chump block with Delighted Halfling. All right, so they kind of have an infinite blocker now because they can keep Emerying back Unctus every turn, although that's mana intensive. Yeah, target Unctus, cast Unctus. It is a 2/4, but we can attack through that. Esper Sentinel and Ingenious Smith. All right, so let's just cast Ingenious Smith. All right, get Mishra's Bauble, and then we'll play Esper Sentinel and trigger these cards again. So Wormlet becomes a 5/5, Ingenious Smith becomes a 2/2, And still the only attack we have is Wormlet. I guess, do I save this Bauble to trigger them again next turn? We kind of really badly need to draw more cards. So I don't think so. I think I just play the Bauble now. And yeah. Well, I guess they're black, so they might have hand disruption, so let's just wait. All right, so every time Emery taps, they get to loot. But they have to actually have a artifact in the graveyard to get back with it. Okay, so they can't just tap it for no reason. Tapping for Thassa's Oracle. All right. So yeah, they're an Oracle graveyard combo deck, and they just want that as a blocker, I suppose. So they get to scry 5. All right. I assume they're just not going to... Oh, they're just going to attack so they can loot. Sure. They looted Oval Chase Daredevil. Well, I'm going to block this. All right, Emery dies. And then if they have a new Emery, they can play it, right? No. Manifold Key. Trigger both of my Sentinels. It seems really bad on their part to play that when it gives us 2 cards. All right, sack Bauble. They have Polluted Delta on top of their deck. Bauble trigger on upkeep, draw a card. All right, play Urza's Saga. We are 1 away from Solitude. So let's go. I want to Solitude this out of the way. Let's figure this out. Sack the Star for... Oh, no. I want to play the Squirrel before I sack that. So let's play the Squirrel. Then we will sack this for green. Trigger the Squirrel. And then this green mana is not going to do anything, unfortunately. But we can go Bauble. Trigger these artifact-related things. Let's do this now. And then I guess we move to attacks. Yeah, attack here. And this just gets to get free blocked. So there's no reason to attack with the Smith. So yeah, let's just attack with the Wormlet. And then we should have enough on board to attack them with everything next turn. They are attacking with Oracle. All right. Looting Fate Stitcher. Well, I'll just take 1. On the off chance that they need Oracle in their graveyard so they can like Tyvar it back or something, I'll just take it. Sack Polluted Delta. And then tap for what? Oh, of course it's the 1 ring. Well, we at least get to draw cards. So draw cards. 1 ring enters. And they have Manifold Key and Fate Stitcher to untap and draw a bunch of cards with that. Draw a card off the 1 ring, sure. All right, Argo. So we can't damage them anymore. So we have Saffi, but we don't have a sack outlet. So the best bet is probably just hold up Solitude and Solitude Unctus or Fate Stitcher as needed. Play Urza's Saga. We can play all of this stuff out, but that doesn't really help if we can't evoke Solitude. So yeah, just pass it back. Ring trigger, they go to 2. Draw more cards with the ring, so that now they either have to win or find another ring. Cast Mox Amber, triggering the Sentinels. Let's see if they pay for it. Oh, we drew the combo. They're not paying for it. All right, so since they're not paying for it, I'm going to Solitude Unctus before that resolves so they don't have the mana. All right, exile Unctus. And now their Mox Amber doesn't tap for any mana. Single blue. I assume they're going to Manifold Key, untap the ring, tap it again, try to find another ring. Oh my god, you're still live. What are you playing now? Or more like, what have you played? I'm playing Saffi-Rallier combo right now. All right, 3 2 mana, black and green for Underworld Cookbook. Discard, so they're going to make a food and go up to 7. They're still dead on board, even if they do that. Asmo. So now the Mox Amber taps for mana. Fate Stitcher, Unearth. Untap the ring. All right, don't they just die to the ring on their upkeep? So they're both dead on board to what we can attack them with, and they're dead on board to the ring trigger next turn. So we should be able to just go to the next game now. Misty Rainforest. I didn't even realize they even had another land drop. Watery Grave. Go to 1. Cast Cookbook. So they can make another food and use Asmo to kill something. I think they're still dead on board even with that being the case, because we have 7 lethal attacks. All right, sideboarding. So they are a graveyard deck, so we want Soul Guide and not Veil. They're playing Cookbook, but that alone is not enough of a... I guess, no, Unctus is also an artifact, so we can bring that in. It's Hearse for the graveyard. We can Needle the 1 ring. We can Haymire the 1 ring. So all of that seems decent. And then if there are combo decks, so the Smiths are too slow. They're not attacking us, and they probably don't have that much removal, so Skrelv can go. And then, again, Star's kind of slow. What stuff can we Portable Hole out of the way? Not that much. Maybe one of these. All right, let's try that. No lands. Mulligan. It's 1 land with Bauble and redraws. So I guess we'll keep. What am I throwing back? Esper Sentinel depends. They have a fair amount of creatures, but they also have a fair amount of spells. Maybe I just throw back 1 of the stars. I do need to hit more lands, like, really fast. Especially since our 1 land is Urza's Saga. All right, let's just toss back Sentinel. Overgrown Tomb. Plays Delighted Halfling. Oh, right, they have Delighted Halflings. Completely forgot about that. That's not really that important to their game plan, though. Can we draw? All right, finally. So we drew another land. That's good. We don't have to play Saga on turn 1 now. So let's just go bauble ourselves to see if we want to... I guess we're going to fetch regardless, right? Yeah, all right. So fetch, Temple Garden, untapped, and just play Star. Stop on their upkeep. Go, then crack the bauble. And they have Urza's Saga on top. What in the world is their deck? I guess Saga can get Cookbook? Is Cookbook? Yeah, I guess that's fine. Attack us with Delighted Halfling. Bauble trigger. All right, well, let's get Saffi on the board, I suppose. Urza's Saga. Crack this for white. Play Saffi. Or is that better? Is that... So now that we have the mana to cast Saffi next turn, it's probably better to just play Esper Sentinel and Star. Yeah, let's do that. Esper Sentinel, Star, go. And then the constructs that we make will be bigger because the Sentinel is an artifact. And also the Sentinel's taxing them. Fetch Misty, Watery Grave, Urza's Saga. Alright, what are they playing? 4 mana. Are they just going to play the Ring? Playing the Ring. We draw a card. And we drew Haywire Might. Did you do better than 3-2 at all today? I did not. The stream title remains unbroken. Alright, as much as I want to make a construct, I think we have to might this right now. Or else their cards are just going to get out of hand. Trigger... Alright, so we do need to draw more cards, so we're going to play this bauble regardless. And then stop on their upkeep. Should I... Ooh, that's interesting. How much mana do I only have 3 mana, though. So I can't go Saffi plus Haywire Might plus. That's unfortunate. Alright, so let's go... It's going to be Haywire Might get this off the board. And then I guess the only other thing we can play after that is Soul Guide Lantern. So let's just crack the Star. No, let's not crack the Star. Now let's crack the Star. Let's try to combo them instead of doing anything else. Green, draw Solitude, play Haywire Might, play Forest, kill this, play a Soul Guide Lantern, eat this land, sure, why not? Attack for 1, and then we'll crack Bauble and upkeep. Water Grave, all right. Saga goes up to 2 counters, attacking us with Delighted Halfling. How do they have so little to play in their hand that they don't need the mana for this? Draw a card with Bauble, draw a card for turn. Saga goes up to 3. I don't have the white mana to play Hole if I activate it for a construct right now, so... Yeah, this is a bit awkward, but let's just tap this. Search the deck. And then I guess let's grab Pithing Needle, but I don't want to name Urza's Saga. Maybe I just grab another Bauble just to draw another card. Yeah, alright, grab Bauble. And then this mana is not even going to be used for anything. Okay, let's just crack Soul Guide to draw a card. Alright, well we can't play both of these. They don't even seem to need their Delighted Halfling to produce any mana for them. Bauble, what do you have? They have Emery on top. Alright, I'm going to play Saffi, and then I'm probably just going to evoke Solitude and then bring it back. Play Saga, and then I'm not attacking into a 1/1 construct that can just kill my Sentinel, so... Pass the turn. So I assume they're going to make a construct, and then they'll make another construct and play Emery, and then I can go Solitude, Saffi it back, eat one of the constructs and Emery, probably. All right, my Bauble trigger, grab a Wormlet. Yeah, make a construct. Actually, I guess I can do it now before they proceed any further, because then they can't even cast Emery. Nah, that's fine. They'll be able to cast Emery next turn, so I just want to do it now. They might grab Pithing Needle and name Saffi, but that's fine. They just grabbed Shadow Spear. All right. What deck are we even facing? We are facing Sultai, some kind of a combo deck, with Emery, Unctus, Asmo, and Thassa's Oracle. All right, now I'm going to do this. Cast. I'm going to exile the Esper Sentinel at this point. Oh, they just conceded to that, eh? All right. On to round 3. We have no lands. Mulligan. We have a land, a redraw, and we have Teething Wormlet and Skrelv. That's okay, I think. Put back a Star. Turn 1 Steam Vents. Do nothing. Well, I feel like if I run Wormlet out now, it's just going to die. So let's play Bauble, Windswept Heath. The fact that they just went turn 1 Steam Vents with no action tells me I should probably just play Chromatic Star. All right, what do they have? All right, so they're Murktide. Pay life, go grab Temple Garden, cast Chromatic Star. All right, they'd consider. And they bind Darcy. Polluted Delta, pass. All right, we really, really need to draw a land. So if we're probably running Skrelv out first, or maybe Wormlet. I guess if we draw a land, I want to be able to play Wormlet plus Skrelv. So, okay, let's make green. We didn't draw a land, so I'm going to play in... Yeah, okay, so Wormlet and then go, I guess. Bolt it, sure. Fetch with Polluted Delta. Get another Steam Vents. Island, and then they're passing. All right, well, we finally drew another land at least. Not that we can do anything with it. I guess I'm just going to run... Again, they're just representing like counter spells, bolts. So let's just play Alter. Have a card that's not susceptible to burn spells. All right, that resolved. Go ahead. They are flashing Archmage's Charm to draw 2. DRC. All right. DRC representing interaction. I really wish this was a colored land. Well, I guess we're going to try to hit this with Portable Hole. Counterspell. Okay. Well, we'll try the Portable Hole it again next turn. Consider... I probably have to hold the Solitude for Murktide. Take 3 from DRC, go down to 14. And then they're doing nothing, so they're still just representing interaction. All right. Tap this for mana. Go grab... And then fetching Scalding Tarn in response. All right. Island. Sure. I'm going to grab Star so I can filter it. Filter this Star into white. Still didn't draw land. Jesus. All right. Esper Sentinel is really not very good here. Yes, it taxes them, but they can just burn it. I guess maybe I should just jam it first and then jam Portable Hole. Okay, yeah. So Esper Sentinel, then Counterspell. Yeah, that's fine. They surveilled away. Heat. All right, it gets countered. And then let's try to play Portable Hole. Yet another counter. All right. I'm still not going to Solitude it because we have another hole for next turn, and we need to, again, hold up Solitude for Murktide. Oh, no, they're not countering it. They're just drawing cards. Gotcha. Consider another DRC. Our turn. All right. Well, let's try a hole again. All right. We took it, but we still don't have extra lands. Opponent pays a land, passes. All right. We can play Urza's Saga. I guess we're doing that. And then let's play Teething Wormlet. All right. Go ahead. If they try to kill this, we'll alter ourselves instead of them because we don't want them to have more Murktide fodder or Delirium fodder. Otawara to bounce this hole back to my hand. Sure. Unholy Heat our worm. Target us, sack this. We discarded or we milled over our basic planes. They kept it on top. All right, do we just Solitude at this point? No, we can just run Portable Hole out again. They only have 1 card. I assume it's Murktide now. Yeah, all right. So Saga goes up to 2. We finally found another land. All right, so we can... What can we get back from our graveyard with Renegade Rallier? We can just Rallier back a Portable Hole for this, and then Solitude Murktide. That seems fine. All right, fetch. We got the basic planes taken out, so that's fortunate. So let's just grab a forest, and then let's tap all this, and then let's get back whole. Or I guess I can get back a land. Does it come back tapped? Permanent control of the return target from the mana value 2 less from your the graveyard. Okay, no, so let's just grab the planes, and then let's hold that, and then let's just eat this Murktide before they draw a counter. And then mill myself, sack the Solitude. Pass to the opponent. 1 card, they're not doing anything. All right. Saga trigger, let's activate it. Construct, that's a 4/4. Then go search for... I don't want Shadow Spear. I want something that can just draw another card. So let's do Bauble. And then we'll play Esper Sentinel, attack them with the Rallier. How in the world are we winning this game? We had 1 land for how many turns against Murktide? Why do you want to mill yourself? I want to mill myself because if I hit cards that I can get back with future Ralliers, I want to have access to them. Okay, so they play Ledger Shredder... Nothing. I guess I'm going to keep this construct a 6/6 rather than drawing a card with Bauble. Is that actually even correct? It's still a 5/5 even if I sack the Bauble. Yeah, let's just do this. They have a Ragavan on top. Okay. Bauble draw, then draw for turn. Another altar is not useful, but we can play Squirrel and then have stuff to sack. I guess no. Oh, another altar is useful because it pumps the construct, but I'm not going to play a second land so they can loot. Or a second spell so they can loot. Attack here, attack here. All right, they go to 11, pass the turn. So they have Ragavan and 1 unknown card. Although if that card was a creature or any interactive spell, they would have cast it. Dashing Ragavan. I'm probably just chumping or trading with the Squirrel. Or do I just chump with Esper and then sack it and make the Squirrel bigger? I just want to get rid of their Ragavan. Let's just block with Esper Sentinel. They have enough mana where the tax is not really harming them anymore. All right, Wormlet. No reason to play it now. Let's just attack. Swing, swing. And then play the Wormlet. Post-combat. All right, pass the turn. Whatever the last card is in their hand, I'm guessing it's just nothing. Or maybe it's a counter spell and they just don't want to counter like a 1/1. Bolt our Rallier. Well, I'm going to sack that. Okay. Spell Pierce, targeting Ledger Shredder to mill, or to loot rather. All right. Resolve your Connive. And then Spell Pierce resolves. Do you want to pay for that? Mm-hmm. All right, activate Alter, targeting us, sacking this. And then the Squirrel's trigger goes on the stack. All right, they've conceded. We are on to game 2. So I want Graveyard Hate. I want Veil of Summer. Do I want Ratchet Bomb and Filigree Silex? Yes, they kill Darcy and Ragavan, but they don't kill Ledger Shredder or Murktide. The Wormlets are pretty freaking slow, as are the Squirrels, and they just die to all their bolts and whatnot. So that being the case, the Wormlets at least grow. Well, both of them grow. Let's cut. We need to cut a bunch of them. It's harder to trigger the Squirrel than it is to trigger Wormlet. Let's cut some amount of each of them. Let's cut 2 of these, and another Squirrel. Submit. All right, on the draw against Murktide. We still have 1 land, but we at least have a turn 1 Esper Sentinel with Bobble to draw us another card, and we have Solitude. They are bobbling, cracking Bobble, targeting themselves. Stack Scalding Tarn, get Steam Vents, Shock. All right, Bobble resolves. Ooh, second land, that's helpful. All right, so let's shock this in, and then let's just cast Esper Sentinel to tax their stuff. Cast Consider in response. Play Bobble, look at what they're gonna draw. Spire Bluff Canal. All right, go ahead. Unholy Heat, would you like to pay the tax? All right. Ooh, that's a lot of lands. That's helpful. So let's just play Smith now, I think. Fetch base Plains in case they Blood Moon. Cast Smith. Always yield to triggers from Smith. Let's grab, ooh, another Sentinel. All right, and then pass the turn. Casting Expressive. So next turn we can go Fetch Forest, play Rallier, bring back the Sentinel, and then we have another Sentinel in hand. Fetch, grab the Forest, play Rallier. Cast Consider in response because they know we're going to bring Sentinel back, so they may as well do it now. Rallier enters, getting back Sentinel, which triggers the Ingenious Smith, and then attack with Smith for 2. Crack Scalding Tarn, another island, Ledger Shredder, Murktide, exiling a bunch of stuff, triggering the Shredder to connive. All right, I'm going to evoke Solitude now so that they don't get the connive trigger next turn. Both of them Brick Wallace though, it's unfortunate. Yeah, all right, evoke Solitude. Get rid of Esper Sentinel, kill that. So we can Rallier back Bobble to draw another card. So let's just do that. We cannot attack into this with anything. Windswept Heath, pay 2 life, or pay 1 life. Get this tapped, play Rallier. Rallier, get back Bobble. Bobble trigger, yeah, the Ingenious Smith, and then stop on upkeep. Bobble you. They have a counterspell on top of their deck. All right. Expressive Iteration, trigger Sentinel. Do you want to pay for it? They will pay for it. And then they're just going to go land, hold counterspell up probably. Unholy Heat entered the exile zone, so they have to play it now if they want to use it. Do they have Delirium? Artifact, land, sorcery. Play Darcy, trigger Connive. Ledger Shredder's a 3/5. Darcy's a 3/3. Now they're going to heat something. Probably the Smith because it's the only creature that grows. Yeah, so Smith dies. And then they're attacking us. All right. Bobble trigger, draw a card for turn. Ooh, I can take them off Delirium. Instant. I can take both their artifacts, or I can take sorcery, one of the Bobbles. I'll probably just take both of their artifacts. Alternatively, I go Star, crack Star, I have 3 mana, play Rallier, get a land back. That's not enough. It is enough if I play Soul Guide. All right, I can't afford to never trigger the connive on this, so let's just play as much as we can now. There's also the use of, they do have counterspell in their hand, so anything I want to resolve, I should resolve right now. Yeah, so let's play Hearse, and let's play Soul Guide. That triggers connive, but that's fine. Counterspell in their graveyard. All right, so Soul Guide resolves, exiling Expressive Iteration, and then let's exile Bobble, and then let's wait on that. Let's attack with the Ralliers, put them to 12, and then play Star. All right, go ahead. There's also an argument for popping the Soul Guide Lantern right now just to get rid of all their Delve fodder, but we're dying plenty well just to this Ledger Shredder. So they have Counterspell up. Well, we can't just never jam anything into this Counterspell, so let's go Esper Sentinel and see if they try to counter it. If they do, they have to pay this tax, which they will, and then their shield's down. If they don't, then we get to double tax them when they cast the next thing. Dress Down. All right, Dress Down. They Surveil. Putting a land in the graveyard. I assume they're going to pay the tax on this. All right. Dress Down resolves. They draw a card. Then the Sentinel resolves. All right, well, since that's what they're doing, let's just attack with both these Ralliers. Blocking one of these. All right, well, let's put Ledger Shredder first. Go to damage, trade with the Shredder, put you to 9. And then what's in their graveyard? They have multiple instants. They have 1 creature. I should do Hearse now to keep them off as much Delve as possible. I guess, so I can play Rallier, but then it doesn't do anything. Maybe I'm supposed to eat their entire graveyard so that they can't play Murktide. It's so awkward. They also still have Counterspell in hand. All right, let's just eat their entire graveyard and then just pass to them. I guess I should have let that resolve first. All right, double tax triggers from the Esper Sentinels. Do you want to pay those taxes? Paying the taxes. Well, we're dead in 2 hits to this Shredder. Actually, if they just play 2 lands, they can't get Delirium, though, because we can hearse their graveyard. Murktide's still really good without the 1 ring. Yep. Bolt us. Conniving, putting Ledger Shredder to 5 power. Oh, man, really? And then Ledger Shredder's 5 power. Okay, well, I guess technically we can draw Solitude, so let's not concede just yet. Sack this for white. Nope, we did not draw Solitude. Okay, begin sideboarding. Maybe I should just have these in here. Yeah, let's bring these in. And then just take out the Wormlets. All right, submit. On the play. Actually a good hand? All right, keep. Let's go turn 1. We do need to draw more cards, so what do they have? Counterspell on top. Play this, pay the mana, or pay the life, play Skrelv, go. And we drew Solitude. All right, they're just going to play Ragavan. That's fine. Let's go with Urza's Saga, and then let's Portable Hold a Ragavan. And then we have nothing to save with Skrelv, so let's just attack them. And the next turn we can go Temple Garden, make a Construct. Scalding Tarn, pass. We do know they have Counterspell, but we can play around it with the Sagas. All right, that goes to 2. So let's play this untapped. I guess we can save our Constructs from removal spells. I don't really care if they bolt our I guess I do care if they bolt our Construct. All right, let's just pass the turn. Unholy Heat, sure. 3rd land, fetch. Are we getting Blood Mooned? Yep. All right, attack for 3. We can't play Urza's Saga, so let's just play another Star. Counterspell on the Star, sure. Attack you with this Construct. All right, can we get there with this 3/3 Construct? Dash Ragavan. Well, I guess I'm pitch casting Solitude and see if I can get rid of this. That worked somehow. All right, they have 2 cards left. They're just playing Murktide, which is a 5/5, sure. Land that we can't use, go. Man, guys, isn't Blood Moon such a great card? Just makes the game just no longer happen. Not even like a greedy 5-color deck or a ramp deck here. It just happened to not draw any fetch lands. All right, attack. We'll lose this race, but whatever. Even though our opponent actually seems to not have anything, we're still just going to die to this Murktide. All right, attack. We go to 1, we're dead to bolt, or just them attacking us next turn. All right, we drew Chromatic Star, so we can maybe... I don't know what the heck we can even do. What's in our deck? None of that works. We can get Rallier and bring back nothing of any consequence. Or no, we can't even cast Rallier even if we get it. So we can grab nothing. All right, well, I guess I'm attacking them for 4 first. And then let's see what we get. Ingenious Smith. We have Skrelv on top, we're dead. All right, on to the next round. Round 4. All right, surprisingly, I think I'm going to keep this. We're on the draw. All right, we're playing against Yawgmoth. So, Wormlet now, next turn double Sentinel. All right, so if they just play Grist, that's pretty bad for us. Yawgmoth, nothing. All right, ooh, another Wormlet. All right, land, fetch, basic plains, cast this other Wormlet, cast Esper Sentinel, flashing in Bowmasters. Wow, really? We just lose on the spot, don't we? They kill one of our Wormlets, and then they can just not pay Esper Sentinel stuff, and then they get to ping down all of our guys. So this comes in, kills a worm. This resolves, puts this worm to 2. Then we have no good attacks. And then next turn, they can cast non-creature spells, which admittedly they don't have a lot of, but they do have some. And they can just not pay the tax and then kill Esper Sentinel when we're forced to draw a card. Or Yawgmoth, I guess, just straight up kills all of our X1s. Oh, Shieldred. Okay. Well then. Whew. Yeah. This is really awkward. I need to Revolt in order to get Rallier to bring this back, but I really need to get Saga online, but we're just going to lose this anyway, so whatever. All right. Fetch. Basic Forest. Rallier. Get the Wormlet back, and then we're not attacking, so just pass the turn. Strangleroot Geist. They also have the mana to cast Cord now, right? Eldritch Evolution. Refuse to pay the tax. Yawgmoth. Okay, so they're just going to grab Yawgmoth. Let's just be done here. All right. Sideboard. Graveyard Hate, Pithing Needle, Stone Brain to take their combo. These are slow as hell. Veil of Summer can technically stop Orcish Bowmasters for 1 turn, but that's it. It doesn't do much else. All of our X1s are gigantic liabilities against Yawgmoth and Bowmasters, but we can't side them all out, so let's side out just the ones that don't grow. Esper Sentinel is also absolutely atrocious in this matchup. I guess I would rather have the Ratchet Bombs than Esper Sentinel. All right, submit. On the play. We have no lands. Mulligan. All right, we got 2 pieces of the combo plus Portable Hole and Squirrel. Keep. I guess we're going to throw the Squirrel back. It's the worst card in our hand. Yeah. Let's just play Foothills and go grab a Temple Garden. Foothills, there's no reason that I need to delay this. Pass turn. Opponent plays Verdant, passive. All right, well, if they're just going to pass again, then I'm just going to play Altar of Dementia, I think. Or do I just play Saffi? All right, let's just play Saffi. Fetch in response. All right, what are they doing now? Maybe I should have just played Saga and then Altar of Dementia. Hapatra. What does this trigger exactly? Whenever you put one or more -1 counters on a creature, create a snake. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, you may put a -1 counter on a target creature. So I have to trade with this. Or I can just hole it. Let's just hole it. So Urza's Saga. Play Bauble. Play Portable Hole. Take their guy. I don't want to do this now because they play Hand Disruption. So play Altar. Attack with the Saffi. Swing Force of Vigor on Portable Hole and Saga. Well, alright. And now they get to minus our guy and make a snake. Alright, Bauble you. They're drawing Grist too. Alright, Grist. So they can just straight up kill Saffi now. You may put a -1 counter on target creature. Whenever you put one or more -1 counters on a creature, create a 1/1 snake creature with Death Touch. So if I sack this now, they hit me and then it can just target itself, I guess. Yeah, okay, fine. Alright, they make a snake. Are they going to use the snake to minus Grist and kill Saffi off? Looks like it. Alright, mill myself, sacking this. Draw with the Bauble. Well, we didn't really draw anything, so play Soul Guide. I guess eat this out of your graveyard. We really need to do something. I guess any 1-drop that I draw, I wouldn't play because Hapatra's just gonna friggin' kill it. No, I would play Portable Hole if I drew it, so let's draw now. Alright, Bauble, play this tapped. Pass the turn. This seems like an impossible match. They can kill X1 so easily. Yep, yeah, drawing Takenuma. So now they get to just keep making... Oh, they have Yawgmoth too. Okay, so we just cannot possibly win now. So they're exchanging their token for a better token. Bauble trigger, draw into Squirrel and Pithing Needle. All right, so let's Pithing Yawgmoth. They just didn't want to sack in response to that. All right. The Squirrel is just going to die, so let's just not play it and pass the turn. 4 mana for Shieldred. Make a token. We get attacked for 5 now and go to 10. Then they make another token, or just, yeah, switch the insect for a Death Touch snake. So now we're going to draw and go to 8, and then we're dead on the backswing. We drew Renegade Rallier. Oh, do we have it? We friggin' have it, don't we? Yawgmoth can't be activated. All right, so fetch Plains, play Renegade Rallier, trigger the Rallier, get back Saffi, then sack Saffi targeting this, then target them sacking this, always yield, get back Saffi, always yield, sack, target you, and repeat the loop. Get back Saffi, yep, mill, keep on milling you. Gotta do it 3 cards at a time, but we'll get there eventually. I guess I'm gonna stop them on their upkeep in case they have endurance. All right, opponent has had enough. Anything out of the ordinary in their deck? They have a second Shieldred. They brought in Force of Vigor. All right, begin sideboarding. Oh my god, how did we win this game? Yep, somehow we won this game. I doubt we're going to win the next game, though. This seems fine. Just keep this the same. Submit. This is acceptable. We have 2 lands. We have some plays. One of those comes in tapped, which is very unfortunate. Keep this. Delighted Halfling. Ooh. All right, change of plans. Grab Temple Garden. Portable Hole that. 2 mana. Strangleroot Geist. All right, so we can go tap land. I guess we're going to play the Squirrel. And then let's play this Bauble. Or no, should I play this Bauble now? No, because if I draw 3rd land, I want to be able to play Ingenious Smith and then trigger it. I guess I want to be able to do it in instant speed if they have Bowmasters or something, so let's just play it now. Plays Delighted Halfling. They only have 2 cards in their hand. Thought sees us, sure. They took one of the Smiths. Attack with Strangleroot, sure. We'll take it and go to 13. All right, we didn't draw land, but we did draw Portable Hole, so we can hold the Geist, which is probably more important than hitting... Is it more important than hitting Halfling? If they have Yawgmoth or Shieldred, I really want to keep them off of that. Yeah, so let's go Portable Hole, take Delighted Halfling, and then let's play Star, so that next turn we have a better sequence. And then we're not blocking, so let's attack. Alternatively, Eldritch Evolution, Strangleroot, but... Alright, well, there's Shieldred. Oh, so, and if we Bauble now, we draw. Alright, and now this Chromatic Star is going to trigger 2. Disaster. Alright, we go to 11, then we go to 9 off Shieldred. We drew a land. So let's see. I can go Ingenious Smith, find something, who knows what. I mean, I guess whatever we find we might want instead. So, all right, let's go Ingenious Smith, trigger Smith. Okay, Shadow Spear is decent. Play a land, pay the life, go grab a forest, play the Squirrel, and then we're probably just going to chump Shieldred with the Smith. Boy, is that unfortunate, but yeah, that's what we got to do. We probably have to chump the Strangleroot guys too. It's so awkward because the Shieldred is just going to deal so much damage to us. Oh, and they have Yawgmoth. And they have Yawgmoth. All right, well, in response, we'll bobble. Dried Arbor on top. All right, Yawgmoth. Now they can just kill anything. So if I chump here, I go to 6, and then I'm going to draw 2 cards on my turn, triggering Shieldred twice, and go to 2. I don't see any way around it, though. Like, I'm just trading creatures for nothing if I don't... I have to block here at the very least. Yeah, well, all right, take our turn. Bobble trigger. Shieldred puts us to 4. We drew Urza's Saga. We go to 2. So we go Shadow Spear, equip a guy, attack. He can just chump with, or he can just like bump it with the Yawgmoth. I go to 5, and then I only have 1 blocker, and then I die. I guess it depends on what I get with the star. All right, let's try it, I guess. Urza's Saga. Cast Shadow Spear. Equip Shadow Spear. Actually, he can even just sack Strangleroot. All right, whatever. Attack with the squirrel. All right, they bump. They're sacking Strangleroot guys, so I'll gain less life off of this, I guess, and then it'll die. Sure. There's nothing I can draw that's 1 card left, right? Yeah, okay, whatever. Let's just concede. I'm gonna draw 1 card off the star, but there's nothing I can get that resolves that situation. All right, on to round 5. In the final round on the draw, we have only 1 land, but we do have 1 drops to play. All right, keep. We have a bobble to draw another card. Hopefully find a second land. And we're playing against Amulet Titan, all right? Okay, so the best play is probably turn 1 Wormlet, since it's the thing that can go online the fastest. We do have Solitude and Saffi-Rallier's Daughter, so that's helpful. All right, so play Temple Garden, untapped, play Wormlet, play Bauble to trigger it, and then I guess we don't have to sack the Bauble right now. In case I play the Squirrel at some point, I can sack it then. 1 mana, a second Amulet. Growth Chamber, or Sanctuary, make a bunch of mana. All right, they have 4 mana. Now what? Dryad of the Elysian Grove. Do the bounce shenanigans again. Oh, no, they're not doing it. Okay, I think I have to Solitude this. Well, okay, no I don't. So they have a bounce land in their hand, right? So next turn they're going to go bounce land, make a ton of mana, and then they're going to play Titan. And at that point, I probably just have to kill both the creatures. So let's go land, fetch. Let's just get another Temple Garden. All right, Temple Garden, untapped. Let's cast Saffi. Cast Saffi. And then we just pass the turn. And then they'll go to play Primeval Titan. Yeah, okay. So their hand is 2 bounce lands, right? And plus some other cards. All right, that resolves. That resolves. Bunch of mana. Karn. Well, I guess that means I'm sacking this now. They have Mycosynth Gardens on top. All right, Karn resolves. Play bounce lands again. Make a bunch of mana. They have 6 total mana. Karn for something. The 1 ring, sure. Tap the 1 ring to draw. Aren't they out of land drops now? So I guess what's our plan? It's going to be Solitude, kill Dryad, attack Karn to death. Yeah, I guess that's what we're doing. Bauble trigger. All right, so let's play the land. Let's just get like as much power on the board as fast as possible. So let's play this. Let's play 2 squirrels, evoke Solitude, kill this, and then attack Karn. All right, squirrel, evoke Solitude, kill the Dryad. I'm not going to bring it back. It dies, the squirrels trigger, and now attack everything at Karn. But they still have double Amulet, which means they have 6 mana at least, plus the 1 ring. So things are very bad for us. 1 ring draw. All right, they're going up to 6 again. Play another Karn, all right? Karn minus, grabbing EE. Okay, but they're not playing it? All right. So they can kill all of our 1-drops off. Well, in that case, I'm not going to play another 1-drop. So let's just play Altar of Dementia. All right, so that triggered the Wormlet, and now we can attack. So this is going at Karn, and the rest are going at them. All right, pass turn. Ring goes up to 3 draws. They have 11 cards. So make Growth Chamber, 6 mana, finally cast Primeval Titan. So now the Titan can get haste and they can play EE. I have no clue if this is Amulet or Timeless Lotus. It's Amulet. It's regular Amulet. They're just playing Karn in their deck. Wait, they are not grabbing a haste land. Okay, so that means they have like another Titan or Cultivator Colossus or something. All right, just yield to these amulets. Yield to these ones. Summoner's Pact. Yeah, so they're grabbing Cultivator Colossus now. Or no, just another Titan. Sure. All right. Second Titan. Now this one's going to grab the haste so they can haste both of them. Yeah, there we go. Slayers on both. That's 16. And then they can just grab Vesuva to copy the Slayers or Sunhome. They're just grabbing 2 bounce lands. All right. So sure, we take 16 and go to 1. The Titans also have Vigil. Oh, they had 2 different Titan triggers, right? So now they're going to Sunhome one of them. All right, concede. I don't need to see them go through it. All right, sideboard. Bring in Force of Vigor. Bring in Needle. Doesn't do any. I guess you can Needle Karn, but that's not great. Filigree and Ratchet Bomb should be in here to blow up Amulet. And then Stonebrain is okay. You can Stonebrain the Titan, but they still have other ways to win. It's probably still good enough, though. And then what are we cutting? Esper Sentinel's good. Portable Hole's good. Skrelv is not good. Shadow Spear is definitely not good. If you're at the point where you need to race them on life, you're going to lose. So that means the Squirrel is probably... I think it's easier to trigger the Wormlet than it is the Squirrel, right? Artifacts just have to enter, whereas... Oh, but they only have to enter once, whereas the Squirrel can just keep getting counters. All right, so let's cut the Wormlet. Submit. All right, on the play. Hand looks decent enough. Keep this. It's a bit awkward, so we need to jam Esper Sentinel on turn 1, but it's a bit awkward that that we want Ratchet Bomb on one as well, but what are you going to do? Pay this, cast Esper Sentinel, go. Play an Amulet. We draw a card. All right, I think it's more important that we get Ratchet Bomb up as fast as possible. Let's play Ratchet Bomb, add a counter, cast this Bauble, Bauble you. We're drawing Talaria West, attack. We drew Squirrel. All right, Amulet untaps Talaria West. Ooh, that is tempting. So rather than Ratchet Bombing this, we can add more to the board and Force of Vigor it instead, or we can just do, Now, it's probably still correct to... All right, let's play Smith. Yield to Smith. We hit nothing. All right, attack with Esper Sentinel. And then I think we just wait. If they play so they can't actually go off next turn unless they have a sequence of multiple things. They either need a second Amulet or they need a bounce land plus a way to play more lands, like Explore or something. Or rather, Arboreal Grazer, so we don't have to pop the Ratchet Bomb yet. I guess we do have to pop it if... So them having a bounce land allows them to play Karn. So it is actually probably correct to just activate this now. Yeah, let's do it now. Like, if they just go Karn, grab something, and then we're forced to use and then we can't use the Ratchet Bomb until we get Karn off the table. There's lots of ways it can go badly. Cavern of Souls, naming Giant. So they're just gonna play Dryad, that's fine. Boros Garrison, bounce a land back to hand. I want to have Force of Vigor so I can kill this plus something else, so I think we just wait. Saffi, or play the Squirrel, plus the Esper Sentinel. Saffi's not really doing anything for me if I play it. All right, so let's play Sentinel, make this bigger. Trigger the Smith, make it a 2/2, cast the Squirrel, and then we don't have any good attacks, so we'll just pass. Tapping for a map. Are they going to pay for the map? They are paying for the map, all right. And they're mapping for what? Mapping for Valakut, sure. Cavern of Souls naming Giant. All right, I still don't think we pop this Force of Vigor. Okay, that Portable Hole does nothing. So we can play Saffi, and then we still can't even attack through this. Maybe I should have been forcing it earlier. So if I'd forced the Dryad last turn, I could attack this turn for only 4 damage. That's not very good. I guess I will be... So the moment they play another land, I'm going to be forced to force it anyway. All right, pass the turn. They are tapping for a bunch of mana. 6 mana, Titan. Sure. That resolves. And they're going to Vesuva Valakut and get another Valakut. And then in response, we're going to force the Dryad. Cast Force. Choose this. Exile this. All right. So we can Renegade Rallier and get back nothing of any real value. We cannot attack into them. So I guess we're just going to grab Bauble and draw another card and try to draw into the altar. Get back Mishra's Bauble. Always yield to this trigger. Sack the Bauble targeting opponent. Always yield to this trigger. Always yield to this trigger. They have the Seiju on top. And then we cannot attack them, so pass the turn. Bauble trigger, what are we getting? We drew a Squirrel. All right, well, there's another Dryad, so now we're screwed. They attack and they get a ton of damage. So yeah, we're done. Yep. Oh, they don't even have to attack. All right, 1 and 4. Terrible. Terrible. All right, so for this deck, I like the core package of Altar of Dementia, Renegade, and Saffi. And I like that Saffi can combine with Solitude to give you a double Solitude when needed. I don't like pretty much everything else in here, though. I think this plan of these like dinky 1/1s that grow incrementally is pretty bad. I think if I were to reimagine this deck, I would just make it all in on combos. Just if we're already doing sack outlet shenanigans anyway, add the Cat Sam combo into the deck. Add in ways to find our creatures like Coco, Court of Calling, Eldritch Evolution, and then put in a creature that you can tutor for that's a sack outlet, so that you can actually have a consistent way of setting the sack outlet up when you draw both of these. I think as is, the deck is not very good. And like having these Urza's Sagas that all they do is find like a Chromatic Star and Mishra's Bauble are also pretty bad. Although you can get them back with Renegade Rallier, which is a bit cute, but eh. Or maybe go all in on resurrecting stuff. Like you could play Brought Back, Samwise, and have more of the looping stuff. But anyways, for everyone that showed up today, hope you enjoyed yourselves, and I will see you next time for all of these decks remaining on the wheel.